Welcome to Feral Healing, two best friends, one soul bond, a podcast dedicated to eccentric healing, the kind of conversations that crack you up and your heart open. Now, here are your hosts, Camille and Caitlin. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Feral Healing.
Healing in the house.
This episode is called Reflections in the Firelight, a feral year in review. I am Caitlin.
I'm Camille. It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you guys. Well, for you guys to see us.
Yeah. Or listen to our voices. We're happy that you're here.
Yes, we're so happy.
You know, we're here to talk about that chaos.
Yes.
The breakthroughs of last year. I mean, technically this year still, but
yeah.
You know, we're here to look at everything in between and all those soft landings with new feral intentions for the new year to come, Caitlin.
And the landings that might not have been as soft as we thought
all
they would.
Of the landings.
But, you know, all the landings. But
I don't think 2025 warranted many soft landings.
No.
But we're going to highlight.
It was the year, it was the year of snakes. So it was all about shedding everything that doesn't serve you, shedding off things that you no longer need. It's, it was a rough year for a lot of people, but.
And, with all of the Mercuries and all of the retrogrades and the Virgo season. Woo!
Yeah.
Sorry, you said shedding things, and I was like, yeah.
I shed all of it.
I shed many a tear during
many a terror.
many tears.
Many a
all them tears.
Can you tell I'm back in the country?
Can you tell I've been in the country?
Right? Yeah. You just came from Mississippi, and I'm currently existing in the country.
Yes, that's true. That is true.
Okay, y'all. I have one thing to say.
What is that, Caitlin?
If you made it to the end of this year and you are still slightly saying congratulations. I have dirt under my nails, mascara on my pillow, along with hair dye and joy in my bones. So yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
That's like a speaking in the tongues.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
What the hell?
What the hell?
What the
hell?
It's oh my God, though. I mean, the hair dye moment is so yeah.
Like my mom literally got me 2 new pillows for Christmas because I had surgery when I was 18, and so I can only sleep with one type of pillow because my neck is so sensitive. And mine I've had for years, and it's just no longer it's just beaten into submission, and it's pink. It's pink.
Aww.
And so she bought me 2 new pillows for Christmas because she knows that's all I can sleep with. So
those little questions.
Yes.
Well, speaking of pillow talk, this year I don't think Caitlin was whispering.
No. Not at all.
I don't think it knew how to whisper. I think the whisper was at a level 10 when we expected it to be like a 1 or a 2.
Microphone all the way up.
It screamed, and I think it was also ready to sob, and we all had to surrender, and then it also sparkled, and alongside, I wouldn't have survived it without my favorite co-pilot over here.
I know, me either.
My truest of the soulmates are her.
Yes.
Her. But
Same.
I'm really proud of us. We stuck through it. We made it through, and also we recorded every goddamn blissful minute of it.
Yes, we did. We let you guys into the most vulnerable weeks of our lives.
We did.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just I want to know your thought on that.
Well, I was going to say, and even though in some of them, we didn't always come out and say because of legalities or because of personal reasons exactly what was going on, we still let you guys in the vulnerable parts of us. And that was big for both of us, for sure.
It was huge, I think, for both of us to be challenged in that way, because I imagine, much like many of you who are listening or watching, that you would rather recoil and isolate. Instead, we utilize this podcast to become a solitude, or at least an oasis of solitude in a version still sitting around that campfire.
A campfire.
So,
yeah, I was going to say a campfire.
Without further ado, everybody, come and sit with us in the shadows once again. And let's remember and reflect what made this year ours?
Absolutely.
Mm. All right. So, everybody, let's start with things that we did for the very first time this year that changed us forever.
Like you never forget your first meltdown
Mm-hmm.
or your first breakthrough, really. For me, I've
Mm,
had a lot of breakthroughs this year.
mm-hmm.
Or the first time you hit publish on an episode that made you
Ooh.
cry or uncomfortable.
Mm.
Mm. Let's talk about the moments that were
Mm-hmm.
brand new
Mm-hmm.
and branded us in the best way. Because I think a part of like that episode that we dropped that neither one of us, like I dragged you screaming, but I didn't want to do it either. And we
Mm-hmm.
still did it,
Mm-hmm.
became one of our most viewed episodes. I don't think I've even
Oddly.
told you that. Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
That's bizarre, but also not surprising.
No.
It's in
Mm-mm.
those weaker, vulnerable, raw,
Mm-hmm.
feral,
Mm-hmm.
like just raw is a little like raw dog moments of life where
Yeah.
you're crawling out of that fire and you're singed. That's when people are like, "Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
what happened?" And
Mm-hmm.
there's a learning
Honestly,
opportunity.
that episode specifically, we were still on fire.
We were still scolding.
We were still scolding. Like the fire
Flames were
just
still
dissipated and
engulfing.
and we're just sitting there on fire. I said on fire and things went flying. But on fire, and I'm so thankful that we still did that one for
So
sure.
with that in mind, I guess my first question for us would be, what's
Mhm.
something that you, Caitlin, tried for the very first time this year that you're very proud of? To switch kind of the script on it.
So, first I'm gonna say boundaries without being mean, because my boundaries before, when I put up a boundary, it was like, fuck you,
It was
get
a
out of my zone.
full-on wall with
Like,
spikes.
and so this time it was, this is my boundary, you cross it, you're gone. And which brings me to the next one of silence.
Mm,
I
yep.
discovered a lot about my silence this year, and it has been beautiful. Like, as an Aries who doesn't know how to keep my mouth shut, silence was the best discovery I made this year.
I swear to God, I feel like you and I are switching places.
I know, it's wild. It's wild.
I really do.
But that's
Um,
a part of what makes us us, because we've always been that yin and yang. And so
that's true.
I feel like we're sitting there and it's shifting, you
That's
know,
true.
it's shifting because we needed each other, but we realized that we also had to become
The
the other
counter.
side. Yeah.
Oh, what are we going to
Wow.
be at the end of our journey this round?
Oh,
We're
well,
going to be
we've succeeded.
great.
Yeah, we've succeeded, babe. We're
Oh,
here.
I'm so
What would
excited.
you, so what would you say yours, the first thing you tried for the first time that made you proud, like that you're proud
That I'm
of?
super proud of.
Yeah,
The podcast, number one. I
absolutely.
feel like this
Absolutely.
was something that a Virgo and an Aries would absolutely kill it at, first
Yeah.
off.
Hmm.
Especially if they're soulmates and best friends of almost
Yeah.
20 years, right? Who
Yes.
are opposite aesthetics,
Polar
opposite,
opposite.
just
Yeah.
polar opposites. That we have so much
Hmm.
life that we have had in our tiny little spans, and so much to share. And I'm really proud of what we've shared, how we have inspired each other, how we supported
Absolutely.
each other, and how we've pushed each other because
Oh, yeah.
we've been able to do this because of each other's strengths. So I'm really proud of that.
Yeah.
Um,
Me too. Me too.
on a different personal note, I have left the entertainment industry, so that's something new. I have successfully going from like full time to part time to semi-retired to basically retired out of entertainment. And that's something how long have I been? Since you've known me, but a little bit longer than that. So
Yeah, even longer than I've
we're
known
talking
you.
over 2 decades worth of entertainment professionally. So letting that go, I'm very, very proud of trying that new leaf for the first
Yeah.
time and entering into the medical industry. for
Mm,
my career line. So I'm really proud of those developments, I suppose.
yeah, I love that. I
Hmm.
love that. It what so what part of podcasting surprised you the most when like we sit down and get into the thick of it? Because I know for me, it's vulnerability.
Yeah. Oof.
Like how
Oh.
vulnerable we both became in this process. Because like we've been really vulnerable with each other, but there was even moments where we became more vulnerable with each other in this process. Like it through, you know,
Mm-hmm.
everything. And that that has for me, like that has to be like because there's always I've always had a tough exterior. And so allowing it to like sitting it to the side and being like, that's not for this. And having you guys come along that journey with me of like me still trying to pull that part of me out. That's what what strikes you as something that was like the most surprising when we got into the thick of it.
At first, I was thinking about how it was all the layers that we would get into, like how we would just keep unfolding and unfolding, and
Oh
there was
yeah.
more to dig into, and how we would be inspired and kind of go off that way or this way.
Hmm.
But now I think what I want to say that surprised me the most about getting into the thick of things is the forced vocality of like when I don't want to talk about it, right? When I want to isolate,
Hmm.
but literally being forced to talk, right?
Hmm.
And literally being forced to vocalize either what I'm feeling or going through or not what I'm feeling going through, even though I don't want to talk about anything. I think that you and I had several episodes where we were just not prepared. Like we
Yeah.
were just not like
We're
our
like, this
heart
is
and
a
our
great
mind.
topic, but
Right,
then
right,
it
right,
hit
right.
and we're like, oh,
Well, we're gonna go in that direction and we're
that's
gonna
what
talk
we're
about
doing.
shit. We're going to
Yeah.
talk about the shitty, but that's what feral healing is all about.
Yeah.
It
Hmm.
goes unscripted and it goes off on its own flame, and we're meant to explore certain things. And
Yeah.
that's so that was surprising to me. That was
Yeah.
really surprising about how
Hmm.
so much healing happens when you actually do that feral work.
That shadow work. Mm, that deep
Mhm.
down growth. But deep
When you
down
don't
growth.
want to,
Yeah.
and you need that bestie to take
Because
hold and
every
pull you
part
out.
of me this year, like there was times where I was sitting and talking with you where I was like, I miss 20s me. Like that bitch did not give a fuck and would just do
Mm-hmm.
whatever she wanted,
Mm-hmm.
was brutally honest at the stake
Mm-hmm.
of other people's emotions. And I was like, I just miss that version of me. But in reality, I didn't. I was
Yeah.
I was for like I needed to be forced into because I was like, I'm not that person anymore.
Mm,
She doesn't exist
absolutely.
anymore.
So, speaking of that, what would you say was a personal moment this year that screamed, no, this is growth. This is fucking growth.
Choosing silence over like silence and peace over getting my point across, fighting for my POV. Like, there was old me would have like aired everything because I'm not afraid to be the villain. And old me
Mm-hmm.
would have aired it all and been like, I did this, this, this. But guess what? You did this, this, and this. So fuck you.
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
this year I didn't. I chose silence and I was like I would put stuff out here and there, you know what I mean, on where I was at, on an emotional standard of like something I felt strongly about or this or that. But it was more I turned around and took what was happening to me and tried to, what would I say to somebody else in this moment? And then I really tried to apply that to myself because it's really easy for me to say it's somebody else,
Mm.
and but choosing that silence instead of having to prove my point, I was like, man, we learned something.
Oh, we have evolved.
We
The butterfly
evolved.
has sprouted her wings.
Right? The sovereign is showing up.
Oh, night vision.
Ah.
We have upgraded. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I
Yeah.
would say that my moment of growth where it just hit me were several moments during the last year where I said enough and I walked
Mm, yeah.
unapologetically without having to explain.
You put them boots on and they were made for walking,
And
babe.
they walked
They
and they walked.
walked.
And I didn't turn around.
Mm-mm.
And that was
Mm.
growth. Many,
Yeah.
many a times that I have turned around and felt obligated to explain or obligated to apologize or obligated to entertain, obligated to communicate. Mm-mm. And there were several times where I turned on my boot heel and walked the other direction and did not turn around. And I think that that has been an extraordinary realization of growth,
Yeah.
because my trained childhood was all of the previous aforementioned things, right?
Yeah.
And to really surrender
Hmm.
and to submit, um, and to take that weight
It's
away
cr
from someone.
it's crazy that you are coming to this point of like learning to take that dominance and
Hmm.
that, and I'm coming to this point of like submitting.
I know. By the end of this episode
Submitting.
alone, we will have completely swapped places.
I know, I know. So crazy. It's so wild. I mean, I could
Yeah.
blame my books for this year, but honestly, it's I was already in that process,
Yeah,
you
you were
know.
on the track
I was on that track
for
for
sure.
sure. In so okay,
Okay, okay.
with all that being said,
Uh-huh.
2023 you walks in.
Okay.
She just walks in the door and she
Hmm.
looks at you
Yeah.
and she's like, WTF?
Uh-huh.
Like, what do you think she would have to say to you?
I think she would look me up and down with like a damn mama expression, right? She'd be like, oh, oh. She would say, and I
Yes.
quote, damn mama, you done filled out. And then I would show her my career line as well as my physique, and she'd be like, fiscally and physically.
Yeah. I love
I
it. I
think
love it.
that's what she would say, and she would snap.
Snap, she snap.
What would your
If I could
2023 you
stop
say?
throwing things at myself, tonight's we're having technical difficulties. Sorry. Okay.
Okay. What would
So
your
I
2023 you say if she saw you today?
I don't, to be honest, I don't know what she would say, but if I, as 2025, could say something to her, run, bitch, run. Slam that door
Run.
in his face as soon as he shows up on your doorstep. Psh, shove it in.
Oh,
Nope. Because like, to be honest, I'm thankful for what I went through in 2024 because it brought me to a new understanding of
mm,
myself. I don't think
right.
that relationship was about him at all. Like, to be honest, I think it was about showing me where I've come and it being that last push I needed to
Right.
truly choose myself. And so I like I'm at that time I was just I was, in a relationship and working a job that I'm no longer at, and I'm thankful for that job because it brought some people into my life. Would I go back there? No. Um, but it brought some good people into my life. And then I'm thankful for what I got out of that experience and
Mm.
how the things I realized about myself as far as like the relationship goes. But I would still say run, bitch, run.
Yeah, for sure. Something that really hit me with your description of that was that relationship wasn't really for him, it was for me. And I feel like if all of us would remember that,
Yeah.
that relationship wasn't for
Hmm.
them, it was for me.
Hmm.
And reflect on that growth, reflect on the lesson or the pattern or the cycle that was
Yeah.
broken or the new triumphant skill set, whether that
Hmm.
mean mentally or emotionally or both that's been
Yeah.
gained. It wasn't for them, it was for you. And
Yeah.
if they choose to reflect the same way, so be it. That's great.
Yeah.
It's fair healing, fuckers.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
Be feral.
Exactly. Be feral.
Be fucking feral.
So
With
we,
Caitlin. Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right, Caitlin, Caitlin. We
What?
we had an Instagram question.
Oh, what was it?
We had
What
an
was it?
Instagrammer, and one of our
Uh-huh.
followers asked us this question. What was one behind the scenes moment this year you almost didn't survive, but now can laugh about?
How unapologetic, like the pet. Okay, so any but the okay, so many people who know me know I'm very straightforward, and I don't have it in me to be
What?
like petty, but I was petty this year and unapologetically exited some situations in a very petty way.
I'm gonna second that. Caitlin and I both
Yeah.
sat on the driver's seat of that wagon. We both were
Yeah.
petty and unapologetic on our exits this
Yeah.
year from several things,
Like
whether
I'm
that was
just
our
yeah.
relationship romantically or our workspaces, just
Or home life spaces
or
or
home
people
life space. Yeah.
just like I but like calculated petty.
Yeah. How very
And I've
Virgo of
never
you.
been like that before. I know. I was
It's
like I've never been like
delicious.
that before, but it was calculated petty this year. And so I don't advise people to be petty, but it's fun.
It is a good time. It is the icing on top of
Yeah.
that cupcake. It is for
Hmm.
sure. And I would say the ones that I wasn't petty about, I was most certainly unapologetic.
Yeah,
It's part of that
absolutely. Hmm.
exit that I learned how
Yeah,
to do pretty well.
absolutely. Hmm. So what
Hmm.
grounded us? What gutted us? And what were we not bringing with us?
What are we not gonna bring with us?
Yeah, what are we not going to bring with us?
Because
Because I think a big portion of me died this year.
yeah, I
Hmm.
believe it. I think that I've still got bits and pieces that are dying.
Hmm.
And I think that I've still got a couple more shakes to shed, but I think that it's dead.
Hmm.
Hmm. Because
Hmm.
this was the year we learned how to fall. And
Oof.
the landing, whether they were hard or soft, we landed.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we kissed comforts goodbye, which is, I think, a huge cycle breaker.
Oh, yeah. Hmm.
And for those of you who are still with your comforts, assess before this new
For
year
real.
starts.
For real. If you didn't get that skin shedded this year,
We may need to stare at our shadows a little bit longer. We may need to stare. But also kudos to you if you also have really good growth and have rendered you
yeah.
comforts, by all means, grab hold and don't let
Mhm.
go.
Yeah.
But for the rest of us, we all picked ourselves up with gentleness and perhaps even a little bit of glitter left over from the entertainment industry. But also, we let so much of that go. We let it go. We let it die. I think you and I, Caitlin, we surrendered them
That
sacredly.
they needed to die, those parts of us, for
Abs
sure. Like
and I
I
think it was
was
necessary.
100% honest with myself. And so like I've always been honest with myself, but I've always had like we talked about it in past episodes, but that part of that internal systems, like
Mm-hmm.
that internal part of us that is that protector, she was
Mm-hmm.
still there. So even though I'm
Mm-hmm.
like being brutally honest and I'm like, I can talk about it, it's like, okay, but like that's still my protector speaking.
Correct.
And so like I became to where I was like, I need you to sit down
Mm-hmm. I got
and I need you to
this.
let me get through this
Yeah.
without your help this time.
It's so
Yeah.
important. So what would you say was one of your biggest softer landings, something that probably would have wrecked you in years prior, but it didn't? Like what was your softer landings of this year?
So along with kind of what I said was like leaving behind those projections of who I thought I needed to be, who I thought I was, who I thought like there was things I found out about myself this year that I was like, whoa, like because
Mm,
I didn't realize that that was something I required or wanted or craved, or I had neglected myself for so long
hmm.
that I didn't realize
And
what
you
I
put other
actually
people before yourself a lot. A lot.
I still struggle with it, but it's it's coming in a way where I hate to say I've weaponized it, but I so prime example, like
Hmm.
say I'm in a group chat for work and somebody says, is trying to get to the bottom of how this happened. I'll be like, I did it. Let's move on. We've proven our point. Let's move on. So I've learned to weaponize it and or strategically use it in a way that is not detriment to myself. That it's like
Hmm.
so before I would be like, I did it because I didn't want anybody else to it to be a problem, but I would wear that guilt and that shame and that
Mm,
the weight of it. And now I'm just like, I did it, move on.
right.
And so like it became a little different. And I think a huge part, I will say this is where I give books credit in this realm because like so much reading I've been doing, I was like, man, I relate to some of these women so hardcore, because I read a lot of dark romance where it's not the prettiest story, and the majority of the women have this tough exterior because of their histories, their trauma, and so I watched them break down in these roles and have be able to emerge into a soft era and or be able to emerge into something that's completely different or be able to
Mm,
take the weight off of it, the emotion attached to it, and be
hmm.
like, I can't carry this anymore. This is no longer mine to carry.
I love that.
So, what would you say is something that could have wrecked you but didn't?
So I've done a quick survey. The survey says that leaving entertainment is something that wrecks many of people,
Oh,
and it did
yeah.
not wreck me at all. Um, and I wasn't burnt out per se. I love hugging the babies and the families and creating magic and singing and dancing and swirling around and twirling
Yeah.
around in beautiful gowns. Like, who doesn't, you know?
Hmm.
But it didn't wreck me. It didn't
I,
wreck me at all.
from the outside looking in, I think it was the perfect moment. I don't
Mm,
know. It just flowed so naturally for that to
hmm.
be your ending moment,
I know. And
you know?
also, you guys, you may not know this, but Caitlin was there when I started my career at Disney, and she was also
Yep.
there when I ended my career at Disney.
The last day, the very last
Literally,
show.
my very last show, and she was able to
Hmm.
come, and it was perfect, and it was so
Yeah.
like full circle moment for me.
Yeah.
I don't even think I really shed a tear. I think I was really overjoyed
Mm.
and overly emotional that you
Yeah.
were there. I mean, honestly, nobody else really existed. Even my kiddo, I was like, yeah, you're fine. But like Caitlin. But also Jacob was,
What's funny about that is I cried.
yes, right. So, and that's what I'm saying. I wasn't wrecked when really, I mean, you
Hmm.
would think that would be something that would have completely tortured me to let go of, this type of
Hmm.
stage and that type of characters and yada yada. No,
Well,
no.
and I think the beautiful full circle moment was specifically who you were playing and the song you're singing.
Oh my
Like it
gosh.
was literally like I thought about it and I was like, when I met you for the first time in character, you were Snow White. You're like, whoo, to the whole new world and the whole new thing. And
Everything's so
then you
innocent.
ended it with Elsa and Let It Go. And I was
As a queen
like as a queen,
who is
and I
secure
was,
in her sovereign and her
yes.
solitude on her own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something I never even thought of.
Right. I didn't think about it till this moment. I was like, holy crap, that was a
Aw.
full circle moment within itself.
Aw.
Yeah. That's so
So
beautiful.
that would be my very benevolent soft landing. That
Yeah,
probably wrecks or could have wrecked me for
absolutely.
sure. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Cams. So, speaking of entertainment,
Yes.
what toxic mindset, belief, or religion? Oh my God, I just never mind. I just answered it for you. No, I'm just kidding.
A
But
book.
relationship. Okay. Toxic mindset, belief, or relationship did you leave behind?
What didn't I leave behind from all that? I mean, for real though.
For real.
I definitely left behind a belief system that I need a partner.
That's a good one.
And
That's a
I
good one.
also left behind the idealism that I need to be more masculine all the time, raising a son.
Mm,
Um, it's not healthy for me.
mm-mm.
And I really, really did leave behind the belief system that I need a partner and really engaged with a piece that women today, humans today, I believe that we are absolutely biologically engineered to want. I have a partner, but I have also learned this year that I don't need one. Um, and their friends lies sovereignty.
Yes. I So along with that, like I would say my masculinity, like I don't
Mm-hmm.
I, like I've never lived in a soft era, to be honest. Like I've never been soft ever, ever. And
Mm-hmm.
so leaving behind that part of me that feels like I have to be strong and I have to be the masculine. I have to have it put together and I have to have it figured out. And I have to be in control of like my own emotions and I have to be in
Mm-hmm.
this masculine era. Um, like being in that constantly and then stepping out of it, I was like being able to be vulnerable and soft and all these things. Like it's changed. Honestly killed that part of me this year that felt like, along with like allowing myself to let a masculine in again.
Mm.
But it was weird because like my masculine was like, I'll do it. So I would
Right.
I would let other masculines in that weren't on my level because my masculine said I can handle this on my own. And by
Right.
killing that part of me, I started to realize I was like, this is all bare minimum. It's not
Mm.
effort. This is all bare minimum. And
Mm.
so allowing myself to step into my feminine, I was like, no, you can't have this.
Mm.
I was able to step into that different part of me.
And it permits the right kind of masculinity to enter into the space.
It's a very specific masculinity that's allowed in my
Hmm.
zone in this era of my life.
So with that being said, what do you feel like you were forced to outgrow?
Being seen, being understood, being
You were
like
forced to
truly heard.
outgrow being seen. Explain that for us.
So for me,
Hmm.
like I've always made sure that I've been like something that my mom does and I've done it for years and like I still do it here or there, but like um my mom was like, you and I both do that. Like we call each other out on it now because we see it, but we will repeat ourselves with the same like context worded differently so that we know we are heard and understood.
Mm-hmm.
And that part of me I really had to outgrow because if you're dedicated to mishearing what I'm saying, then
Hmm.
you're gonna be dedicated no matter how I word it. So
Right.
I'm done. Like, so I'm tired of like I hit a point where I was like, I'm tired of fighting to be seen by people who will never see me. So
Mm.
I've outgrown that part of me that needs to be seen.
Wow. It's that unapologetic, just like,
Yeah.
no, energy.
Yeah.
Spinning my
For,
wheels in that direction.
yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that.
It's
Mm.
something you kind of were forced to outgrow.
Anxious attachment. In order to turn that heel and walk and not turn around, I had to drag my anxious attachment to be taught and to be educated, and so that I could let her go and become compartmentalized.
Mm.
So instead of letting anxious attachment lead that belief system, I need a partner and I need a man and I need a this and that. Mm-mm. I'm enough. I'm
Mhm.
enough. I'm very similar to you. If I can make space for the appropriate person, they may or may not show up, and I will be okay with either of those options because
Yeah.
I am enough. I'm enough for Jacob. You know, the universe makes no mistakes ever.
Mhm.
So if I was rendered to be a single mother, I'm to be a single mother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there is no harbinger with letting go of an anxious attachment. So I was really settled in for that, letting it go
Mm.
and settling into secure attachment in myself for a
Yeah.
better and brighter, more secure future.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
So, Caitlin, speaking of better and brighter futures,
Hmm.
reflecting over the year, what's a phrase or a mantra that carried you through the worst parts of the past year that really led you to believe there's a better and brighter future? Did you have a mantra or a phrase or word?
It took me a long time to be able to say this because I have always felt, as you said earlier, I've always put others above myself and before myself.
Hmm.
And so this year, a huge thing for me was I deserve better. Like being able to reflect it and be like, I give you, you or this place or this job or this interaction or whatever it is. I
Yeah.
give more than I'm getting and I deserve better.
Oof.
And being able to be honest with myself about that because I was always just thankful for whatever came my way because I just, like what's meant to flow to you will flow to you, but like also shit flows
Mm-hmm.
on down that same stream.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's you gotta dodge the shit every now and then
Yeah,
and
absolutely not.
really being honest with myself that I deserve better and telling myself that. It
Hell
was written on
yeah.
my mirror, you know, and
Mm.
just so what's something that carried you through the worst parts?
Oh goodness. I can do hard things. I cannot tell you
Absolutely.
how many times I was crying, sobbing, hyperventilating, and telling myself in a sobbing whisper, I can do hard things. Like almost like Winnie the Pooh style, like I can do hard things. I can do
Oh,
hard things. And my heart's hurting and my lungs are hurting. My pit of the stomach has been stabbed, figuratively speaking, and just whispering to myself, I can do hard things. I can get up in the morning and do the hard things, do the hard things, which in hindsight were not very hard things. Being present for Jacob or showing up for work or, but when you're going
mhm.
through it, that's
Those
a
are
Mount
hard things.
Everest. I can do hard things. And giving yourself permission to see it as a hard thing. And yeah, that was my mantra. I can do hard things.
Oh, love that.
It's just a little exhausting. I don't suggest it for people to have except for in
Yeah,
seasons.
for real. For real. So with that, like somebody else wrote into our page and was like, be honest,
Hmm.
what's the most unhinged thing you cried over this year or like unexpected thing you've cried over this year? I know for me, it's
Hmm.
gonna
Do tell us, Caitlin.
I remember literally just sitting there and crying because I wanted to get like I bit my tongue and I was
Hmm.
like, I'm not going to say anything in this situation. I'm going to let it go. And I'm just seething in it. And then I'm crying because I'm angry that I'm not saying anything. And because I was killing that part of me
Oh,
and because I was learning to embrace the silence and everything. And so, like, literally crying because I didn't say,
wow.
like, just
That's kind
that's
of
how, like,
gloriously gorgeous.
Yeah.
That I love that.
Yeah. Just like, this sucks.
I don't think I cried over unhinged events, but more so, I was a lot less crying and a lot more dying. It was like letting those things die, whether that was a
Yeah.
relationship or a belief system. So it wasn't necessarily unhinged, like I wasn't doing anything ferally outrageous
Yeah.
toward events or people, but there's a lot more dying of things and
Yeah.
crying with those funerals in that aspect definitely was what I cried the most over this year,
Yeah.
which was
I
hard.
can definitely see that. Definitely see that.
So without further ado, Caitlin, this is the gold that we dug up, the feral truths, the future that we are calling and that we are beckoning, summoning, really.
Well, and there's beauty in becoming, in reflecting to not relive, but to retrieve.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what made it through the fire. This is what we're keeping. This
Mm-hmm.
is who
The
we're becoming.
refinements.
Yeah, the refinements.
Mm. Oh, yeah, reflective on reliving and retrieving refinements. Love
Yes.
that alliteration. So, with that being said,
Mhm.
what did this year teach you about your voice, or perhaps your silence, your actual voice and your soul voice? So, what was gained?
That my silence is my power. So what as I was saying, like I was crying over biting my tongue because I was like, oh, I just want to say all the truth. I just
Hmm.
need and
Hmm.
as an Aries,
Right.
we're just it's like this internal fire that's like burning us from the inside out to just blah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I didn't. I learned that and honestly, anything you look into Aries, like once they discover their silence, that's where their power lies. Like when you're in a relationship with an Aries and they go silent, they've already killed the relationship. That's it. It's over.
Mm,
Once that silence has happened. And I realized it was my power this year because instead of calling someone out on this or telling someone what I require or telling someone how I feel about something this or that, I sat back and let people show me exactly who they are. I can't tell you the countless times I posted about that this year. Like the
hmm.
countless times of like people show you who they are. People show you
Hmm.
who they are.
Hmm.
I know I've said this before, but people show you who they are if you just sit back and watch, like allowing
Exactly.
me to like see it
Hmm.
happen with keeping my mouth shut. And then realizing that when I kept my mouth shut, they talk themselves into their lie and then they catch themselves in the lie or they catch themselves in the bullshit or they catch themselves in this situation where they're like, oh,
Mm.
I've lost her. She
Hmm.
already she saw it 10 steps ago and
Mm.
that's why she went silent, not because she's not fighting back, but because she already saw it.
It's been
And I
it's
realized,
been
yeah,
it's been programmed.
yeah.
I
Hmm.
love that. I think similarly, you and I have met at an interpass because
Yeah.
I literally left the holidays going, I felt like Iron Man. I told my partner, I was like, I feel like Iron Man. And I just had all these screens in front of me, and I was just looking at all the data, updating, updating,
Mhm.
updating. And I can pick and choose what I entertain and what I don't entertain. And most certainly learn from all this software updates, right? And what will be programmed with me or what will be absolutely ejected and erased. Like no space for that in my hardware. But I would say what I've learned from this year about my soul voice. Um, It's the opposite of you. It's like how valuable how valuable my voice is. I've had personal events transpire where I needed to scream for the first time in my life. Now, y'all, I mean, I had a Mormon upbringing, and that is a very pacifying, oppressive, and suppressive religion from my perspective, from my experience, and my point of view, my window, not yours, speaking for mine. And so, for the first time moving through this year, I felt rage as a
Mm,
healing opportunity by myself. That was in sacred solitude and being able to actually vocally scream as an understatement to let healing from my body through. That's something that is not taught nor
Mm.
encouraged per se. Being able to do a quick quip at somebody who says something highly inappropriate, and you're able to say something to retort and shut it down really quickly. Also, something that's not really infused into my upbringing that I'm able to do now.
Yeah.
Um, so it's so interesting. Like you're moving into the silence and ignoring, and I'm moving into opening my goddamn mouth
Yeah.
for the first time and not
Well,
pacifying and
and
not submitting.
it's so funny because at the end of 2024, I got my Medusa tattoo, and it was my sign to myself to never lose my voice in a traumatic situation again. And, to never lose my voice again because I was screaming and everyone was turning on me.
Hmm.
And so what I feel like it did for me is like it's my reminder to never lose my voice, but it actually brought me to for me and who I am and the growth that I'm seeing within myself. It like brought me to this point of being like, actually, it's not even about me losing my voice. It's about who I was screaming it to. And so she became that discernment for me, like of
Mm,
like I'm not even going to scream it here anymore because
who
it's
becomes
it's
stone?
it's a void. Yeah, it's a void.
Who becomes stone?
Yeah.
I'm not
Hmm.
gonna look twice at you.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's so crazy that I walked into 2025 wanting to just get my voice back, and actually I found my silence.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, but
And so with that, I would say it's warranted to say or express what bloomed for us this year in secret that we're ready to show off now. We're ready to show off our kinky boots, if you will. What
kinky
would you
boots.
say? What would you say has bloomed for you that you're willing to show and ready to show off to the world?
My soft girl era.
Oh, Keelan Gooey Soft Girl.
Yeah, it's because I never let that still, like, even though I've like been all these parts of me have been vulnerable to share, but I still haven't lived in that soft girl era. And I feel like going into 2026, I really am walking in with this ain't my problem. This ain't that. I'm gonna just live in this. That TikTok, it's like a video you put over your TikTok, and it's I forget what she's from. She's from a cartoon. She's in a pink dress and she's dancing. She's a cartoon character, and she's just like, and I
Mm,
fully like plan on like that's what I've been
that's your
embodying
vibe.
is just like like just living in this soft girl era of like
Mm,
not instantly feeling like I have to like defend myself for this or that and like
retaliate.
just retaliate. I don't have to like I'm gonna live in this era, and if a man comes along and defends me, great. If nobody comes along and defends me, let people think what they want to think. And I'm just gonna be
Mm,
in my soft girl era.
I love that. Oh, soft girl. It's a good era. It's a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Yes.
enjoy it.
Yes. A little bit with like sovereign because it's
I
like
think sovereign's the foundation.
yeah, yeah, it really is. Hmm.
It's like, don't take my whimsy
Hmm.
for granted.
Yeah.
Because the second I look at you too long,
Because
you
I'll
stone.
still, yeah, yeah, you're still
You
getting turned
stone.
into stone.
And
What's
speaking of
something that blew?
that,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my sovereign voice was what's blossomed and I am
Oh,
ready to showcase that to the world.
yes.
With practice, because she's new. That's new for me,
Yeah.
is the sovereign voice. So y'all bear with me while I figure out my adjustments on the volume on it and
It's me
what
with
comes
my
out of my
soft girl
mouth.
era.
It's
Like,
like tips. Like y'all, it's so bad. I cannot tip to save my life because it's either way too little or way too much. And I feel like my sovereign voice is like that right now. Like I'm still figuring out where that middle ground is. It's either really it's not enough for a moment or it's like, whoa, you didn't have to kill them with your words. They just asked you a yes or no question. Um, but yeah, I would say that's what I'm ready to shine into
That's
the
sweet.
light.
So with
Hmm.
with that blooming, that what bloomed this year,
Uh-huh.
what are you manifesting in 2026,
Okay.
but in like a chill way, not capitalistic way?
Oh, I am working on a book. I won't specify what type of
Yeah.
book. I want to travel with my kiddo more. He has yet to see the
Oh,
snow. He doesn't remember the snow. He was born in the snow of
yeah.
Utah, in the winter of Utah. So he has said for the last 2 years he wants to see snow. So I'm going to make arrangements for us to do that at
We
some point.
we we trudged through the snow with that baby when he was
We
first
sure
born.
did.
We
We were
did.
trudging.
We were
So I want
trudging.
to travel with him. We both have our passports. So maybe a trip to Costa Rica, to Canada, out west to the United States, and I don't know, I just want to travel with him
Yeah.
more. Yeah,
That's
he's
a
9.
little bit
9
of
now.
I know.
No.
I know. That's wild. I'm kind of on that same wavelength though, but for me
For
it's
yours?
more sisterhood trips and trips with
Yes.
my mom. To be honest, like
Yes.
I'm not going to say too much in case she watches this episode, but currently working on a trip with my mom that she knows nothing about. So,
Oh,
yeah, it's like but sisterhood trips, like
yes.
it just needs to happen
Ooh,
more.
can we make a combined one really fast? Because we've talked about it
Yes.
before, but we haven't shared it with you guys yet. But I think that's
Hmm.
something that we want to bring in a non-capitalist way
Hmm.
is retreats,
Yes.
feral healing retreats.
Retreats. How do we feel about this, guys?
I don't
We've been
know.
talking about
I think
doing
it's a
it.
great idea. A
I
great
know. I
idea.
think it's wonderful.
If
It's
you're
great.
interested, comment below.
Yes.
If you're interested in a feral healing retreat in
Yes.
2026, comment below.
Yeah, because it's been on our
Mhm.
minds.
Only
Yes.
if you're interested, though,
Yeah.
in
Only if you
joining
really
us.
want
Only
to.
if you want to. Well, let us know because we want to. You want to come with us? That'll
Yeah,
be
come with us.
fun.
Come with us.
All are
Yeah.
welcome, except psychopaths.
Yes.
But even then,
Yeah.
we might be like, "This isn't
Yeah. I mean,
right."
like, you need healing. At least
Just,
you're on a
just,
path, babe.
just bring your doctor with you. You'll be all
Yeah.
right. You'll be
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Maybe a taser. It'll be
You
okay.
know what? I can understand a psychopath way more than a narcissist. They're on a path. They have a mission.
That's true. Just deviate the goal. Just put that goal over there. But yeah, I think that would be really
Uh,
fun.
yes, absolutely.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
Caitlin, I
Hmm.
have one last idea
Okay.
to wrap up our episode here of 2025.
Uh-huh.
Give us one word for 2026, and we're going to say it out loud, and we're going to anchor it in, and
Okay.
it will become yeah, the foundation and the pillar of 2026. One word. Go.
Success. Success. Hmm.
Ooh, anchored it and it sparkles. Psh. Okay,
Success is my word.
mine is going to be completion.
Oof. Hmm. Hmm.
Mm, mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm, mm.
Yeah.
Completion.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love that.
I lied. I lied. We have one more thing. We do
Okay.
have another question from Instagram. One of our audience members
Okay.
asked us, "What's one thing you
Hmm.
wish your audience knew about the both of you that they don't know?"
I'm actually the softie. Like I'm actually the softie, but as far as something of us together, the tears and laughter that bonded us through this life. We've talked about some of it on the podcast, but I don't think people really understand like how much like you and I have actually been through together. Like
18 years worth.
yeah, and but always there near each other
Yeah,
at the hardest times of our life.
tis true. Tis true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would want you guys to know that you don't know already about the two of us, that Caitlin and I have, is it two or three, that we have
I think
visited?
there's two
So,
confirmed. Yeah.
yeah. We've led multiple lives together.
We have. We actually had that confirmed by, it's been a couple different past life specialists now, that have confirmed it, but our first experience was a few years back at a spiritual, I forget the name of it's like kind of like a convention, but for spiritual people. Um, I forget the name of it. It just escaped my brain. But we came
I'll think
across
of it.
this, yeah, we came across, I think it's Spirit Fest, isn't it?
Something like
Is
that.
that it's something like that. So we came across this past life specialist and literally we sat down and he could tell already by our energy that we were like, okay. And so he originally was only going to do it for Camille. And I guess by the way our energy was together or everything he was picking up on, he started including me and merged our worlds together and then started talking about things that like Camille and I hadn't even talked about together or like started just
It was
like
rad.
bringing out stuff. Yeah, it was stuff
It
that
was-
because I think he could tell we were like, okay, like
Well,
how
that's
much do
something
you
really
really
important
know?
to say. Caitlin and I were deadpanning.
Yeah, we were
We
just
were
like,
not giving a shit
yeah,
about
we
this
were,
experience. Like we
yeah,
had previously agreed we were not going to flinch or emote or
yeah, we weren't
say
gonna give him anything.
nothing. And he took that and was like, bet. And just like, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah,
And
blah, blah,
like
blah.
was calling out personal things about Camille and I that we only knew about ourselves,
Yep.
like didn't even know about each other. Then started pulling out stuff from past lives that were so
Yep.
intertwined with our current lives that there's no way
It's
he could have
crazy.
like this is some rando at a convention that we had never met before.
This has
Just sat
happened
down
twice.
and yeah. And
Twice.
so we do know that we were both boys in one past life.
Yeah.
We were
Wasn't it
both
a
young
war?
boys. Yeah, it was during I think World War II,
Somewhere in there, something like that.
somewhere in there. We were
Hmm.
both young boys. We both died young,
And then ancient
but
Egypt.
age of Egypt, yes. hmm
So we old as hell,
We old as hell.
which is
We old
cool,
as
which
hell.
is cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's a fun one because we've never really talked about that we've
Mm-mm.
had that done. So,
If y'all have had any
mhm.
past lives or had any kind of like soul mates that have intertwined with you in spectacular ways, I want to know. We want to know about it.
Yeah,
Share it with
I
us.
love that stuff. Love it. Absolutely.
Mm, mm,
So, guys, this episode has been wonderful. It's been a great reflection
yes.
episode on our campfire for the year and everything.
Hmm.
And so, if this year tried to knock you down,
Mm.
congrats.
Hmm.
Congrats, babe. You're
Bravo.
one of us. You're one of us. If you rose up like the phoenix, wrapped in glitter and rage, we see you. We see you.
We adore you.
The
Shine
fire
on.
doesn't die, babe. The fire doesn't die. It just
Mm-mm.
smolders. It
Oh,
smolders.
I love that. To
Me
and
too.
to every single listener, lurker, healer, and fellow feral friend, you've made
Yes,
this space spectacular and
absolutely.
endlessly sacred. Thank you guys, all of you, for trusting our voices, our
Mhm.
stories while you were finding your own. And until
Absolutely.
next time, our darlings, our feralings, light a candle, set a boundary or two,
hmm
meet us by the fire next time. And until then,
We'll see you in the shadows.
bye, darlings. Mwah. We love you. Happy New
Bye.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye, guys.